Greetings everybody, this is KyanPepper, and this is Frankenstein, my little side hobby I have for myself. It's a Dell Optiplex with a GeForce 1050 Ti and an Intel i5 4570, and it runs off of Linux Mint. I like using Linux a lot. It's not at a stage where I can use it as a daily driver, and trust me, I have tried, but I enjoy tinkering with it and getting familiar with the Linux distros, and I hope that one day I can make the complete swap from Windows to Linux. But today is not that day. Thing is, I want to do more with Frankenstein. And while one night I was laying in bed thinking of what kind of videos I can make instead of actually sleeping, it hit me. Why not make a video about making a video on Frankenstein? So that's today's challenge. I will make a full video recorded, edited, and posted all on this thrown together Optiplex. I am not allowed to go over to my Windows PC to record or transfer anything over to Frankenstein. Everything has to be made on this PC. So, what am I going to be editing? Well, I need to test some features to make sure they work. My usual content is reviewing and analyzing video games, so why not do that? Let's stick to my bread and butter. Recently on Frankenstein, I've been playing my childhood classic game, Sonic Adventure 2, on Steam with my Xbox Scuff controller, and that is a sentence. I am playing a Dreamcast game that got popular after the GameCube ported to a PC for Windows and playing it on Linux with an Xbox controller. This is chaos right here. But anyway, I'll play through the first two levels and do my usual stick about the game and all, to give myself something to edit. And then go back to talk about how editing the video went. This is going to be an interesting video, trust me, this is going to be very weird. So trying to record Sonic Adventure 2 on OBS gave me a lot of problems. Firstly, the Invent encoder wouldn't show up, so I had to use X264, which my CPU is not good enough for that, so I had to put it on super fast, which made the footage look terrible. I tried swapping drivers, but it said VirtualBox was causing problems, which was strange, so I just uninstalled VirtualBox and voila! I reinstalled the NVIDIA drivers and got Invent back, so the footage for my review will look much better. However, that's not the end of it. Unfortunately, my go-to editing software, DaVinci, despite the fact that it should be working, isn't. Every time I try to install it, it tells me that Liba Sound 2 and other Liba stuff is missing, which I should have, and no forums are really helpful. Now, I did hear that the reason why this is happening is that recently Linux changed the names of Liba Sound 2 and all that stuff to something else. But DaVinci is still looking for it, so it won't install it because it doesn't know the new names for it. Even though they are there, they're just renamed, so it's a stupid thing altogether. Blackmagic just needs to fix that, honestly. And then there's also another thing where it's like make DaVinci Debian, and that was something I was trying to use. That's a piece of shit, by the way. It doesn't even work. What did work for me was doing like skip packages, and then it installed it, but DaVinci still won't actually start. So no matter what I do, I can't use DaVinci. So I have to edit this video on KdenLive, which is completely new to me. I could have used Shotcut, as I've used it in the past, but I decided to veto that. I want to learn something new, and Kden was certainly new. Making the video was pretty standard for how I make my stuff on Windows. I write a script on Google Docs, I record my audio on Audacity, and I record my footage on OBS. Aside from the NVIDIA hiccup I explained earlier, everything else went well. But KdenLive was something else. I've been editing for a while. I'm no professional, but I know my way around tools like DaVinci, to the point that I can make videos almost like they're second nature. But I'm not using DaVinci, I'm using KdenLive. And I'm not going to lie, I hated it at first, which I guess isn't new. I hated DaVinci when I first started using that too. But KdenLive is really, really weird to work with. To be fair, it's an open source editing tool, so it doesn't have the robust tools like other editors like Adobe Premiere or DaVinci would have. Like for an example, lowering a volume of a clip. That should be the easiest thing to figure out. You click the clip, it gives you a slider to lower the volume, and you push it up or down to make it go higher or lower. Easy. Anyone could do it. Anyone knows how that works. In Kden, you have to go into Effects, which gives you some folders, you find volume, and then you drag into the sound file, then you get the slider to change the volume or gain. Or you could right click on the sound file and then add it from there. But still, I have never seen a volume slider, the most basic thing ever, be labeled as an effect before. I have never seen a volume, to change volume, be something you needed to add. that's usually just a normal thing. I mean, there's a panel where you could change all of the audio settings. That's one thing. But like, if you want to change an individual clip's audio, that's the only way you can do it. And that is so bizarre. I have never seen an editing software do that before, except Kdenlive. You also have to make sure that you set your timeline to merge if you want to override a clip. Because if not, it just either won't go into the channel or will go above it. I also had a problem where for some reason, sound files won't go into the timeline through the preview window. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's weird. Which is odd because everything else would go in just fine. So you have to drag it from the folder you put it in instead. It's not a huge deal, but things like that really slow down the editing process. So editing the hero side of the video was pretty slow, and I'll admit I was struggling through it. But by the time I got to the dark side of the story, something kind of just clicked. I learned some of the keyboard shortcuts, I made sure to add the volume effect every time I added something into the timeline, and suddenly I was editing pretty fast. And I was enjoying it too. Not that it wasn't before, but it was a mix of, wow, this is new and exciting, I'm really excited to learn something new. And why won't this just fucking work normally? But with some patience and learning, I got through it and made this little review. So, let's see how it turned out. Alright, time to talk about the first two levels of Sonic Adventures 2 for this little experiment. The game starts in Capital City. Great name. Where we see a gun hind. We hear that they have Sonic hostage. However, Sonic doesn't want to stay.
Sigma Alpha 2 heading due south over the city. We're en route. Everything's a go.
This is Control Tower. We have you on radar. Report cargo status of captured Hedgehog aboard. Over.
That's a 10-4. Cargo secured on board and... What?
Didn't
The
copy that.
Hedgehog is
Over.
gone. He's taken out everyone aboard and...
What's wrong?
What in the
Come
world?
in. Over.
Freeze! What do you think you're doing? Get that Hedgehog!
Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies. I'm out of here.
So Sonic breaks out, grabbing a piece of the helicopter. And honestly, I have no clue where he got that. Did he just rip it off the wing? Probably sounds more like this.
Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies. I like running better.
But he jumps down, which realistically would totally kill him. He'd become a fucking smear on the pavement. But it's awesome cartoon logic, so he lives and looks cool while doing it. And we start the first level, City Escape, where Sonic's asphalt boarding down the steepest roads imaginable. Is Capital City on a mountain? How do the roads just keep going down like this? But you know what? Nobody cares about the logic of this world, especially when the first level is so iconic. It's a great first level, and I just happen to suck at it. However, at the end you get chased by a semi-truck. Another iconic moment that was so iconic another game, Pepsi Man, tried to rip it off. That's so funny. Wait, Pepsi Man came out first? Sonic? Did you plagiarize from Pepsi Man? It's likely a coincidence, but God, that is funny as hell. I wish that's the case, because that would be hilarious. Oh, and by the way, if you get hit by it, it just damages you once and then slows down to let you run again. Well, that's anticlimactic. I was really excited to see Sonic get brutally crushed by a semi-truck. I guess I can only see that in the .exe version. But anyway, once you outrun it, it crashes, and the City Escape level ends. But it's not over, as you get a boss fight with a mech. And I will say, this boss fight was really fun as a kid, but God, the mechanics are so annoying, especially compared to modern games. Especially the camera. I'm sure many reviewers have said this before, but the locked camera can be really annoying as it makes it harder to see where you're going. Not to mention, I hate it when you try to go to hit the mech, but one of the missiles hits me in midair. I know I'm supposed to wait for it to shoot all of its missiles and then go for it, not go for it immediately, but I don't have the patience for that. After you beat the mech, a new character introduces himself, Shadow the Hedgehog, a now fan favorite character. He shows off his cool abilities before ditching Sonic.
Wow, He's fast! Hey, it's not his speed. He must be using the Chaos Emerald to warp.
Shadow. I'm the world's ultimate life form. There's no time for games. Farewell.
Gah! Shadow, what is it?
Oh, stay where you are! Keep your hands up!
Not again.
I won't be playing level 2, but I just want to show off the terrible acting and dialogue. Mostly the dialogue. It's really the writing that's the problem here.
Just let it go. You just don't know when to give up, do you?
What are you talking about? That emerald's mine. You got that? The Master Emerald contains special powers that neutralize the energy of the Chaos Emeralds. That makes it very powerful. What the?
A lot of the game is like this, and I love it. I especially love how Eggman stops to tell Knuckles how he got here. Like, Knuckles doesn't need to know all that. Why are you telling him?
I came here following the signal from the Emerald. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Master Emerald, is it not?
Dr. Eggman.
So that's Dr. Eggman.
Well, I guess I can use it for something. I'll just take it with me. Farewell, knucklehead.
Not if I can help it.
What?
I especially love how it sounds like Eggman's the one who's screaming. As much as I would love to continue playing, not really, Knuckles levels kind of suck. We gotta stop here and play the Dark Side level. The level starts with Eggman breaching into a gun facility, and for some reason talking to himself about why he's here.
A drill.
That was all too easy. Let's take a look at what my grandfather was working on. A top-secret military weapon. The military shut down the research because they feared it.
Like, why is he saying that other than to tell us, the player, why he's there? And again, the dialogue is written so terribly. I wonder if it's because of the translations from Japanese to English. And to add to that, I also wonder if the original Japanese release had better writing. Please let me know if that's the case. That would actually be really funny. Anyway, you go through and fuck shit up. And as a kid, I loved the mech stuff with Eggman and Tails. Running around and blowing shit out of your way is never not fun, even if it is really easy. You go through and find the console you were looking for, which needs a password.
Enter user data. Enter password. Password is Maria. Now all I have to do is to place the Chaos Emerald into this console.
Eggman finds out what the military has been hiding. It's our boy Shadow, who seems to be the military's secret weapon. And as a thanks for letting him out, he offers to serve with Eggman, not before kicking some gun ass.
My name is Shadow. Since you were so kind to release me, my master, I will grant you one wish.
Now what?
Behold the true power I possess.
The boss fight is just a reuse of Sonic's boss fight, only with a plasma cannon instead of a machine gun. I will say, I kind of like playing as Shadow a bit more. I think his running animation is just cooler than me. I don't know what it is. But you defeat the mech Hotshot, and Eggman is pleased with your work. However, Shadow calls him fat and leaves to go fuck his wife.
Wow, I'm gonna have to use that to get into your social security account. Shadow the Hedgehog, please join me by my side and we shall rule the earth together. Ha ha! You can stand by me, Dr. Eggman, even though my body used to be a regular shape.
Well, no. You're fat. Lol. Get wrecked, you fat scrub man. I'm gonna go fuck your wife now.
What? You are not allowed to fuck my wife! Shadow! Come back here right now! Shadow! What the fuck?
Okay, that's just a snap cue clip. In reality, he tells Ivan to meet him on the Space Colony Ark, and he'll continue working with him. And that's about it for the Dark Side story, because I'm not going to go further than this. But if you're interested in a full Sonic Adventure 2 review, please let me know. I'd actually love to do that. I have a lot on my plate review-wise, but I'll see if I could squeeze it in. Anyways, let's move on. Before this segment ends, I want to show you my chows. This is Yoshi. I accidentally sent him on the dark path, and there's no going back now. And this is Loot. I named her after Loot from Hazbin Hotel because I like Loot a lot, and I find her hot. The Exorcist, not the chow. Anyway, let's see how the editing went. So that was my attempt at reviewing the first two levels of Sonic Adventure 2 completely on my Linux machine, Frankenstein. And for what it was, I can say that I'm happy with it. It's missing a lot of effects and stuff that I would have added in DaVinci. and it has some pretty rough edges. But for what it is, an experimental proof of concept, I like it. I'm happy that I was able to make this on something I wouldn't usually make a video on. And knowing that I have a fallback for if my main PC stopped working, or if Windows bricked itself for whatever reason I have to use Linux, which has actually happened to me before, I'll know that I can still make content on Frankenstein and still enjoy it and be happy with it. And I know I'm not breaking new ground by making a video all on Linux. Several content creators have done this before as a challenge or even make videos on Linux daily. But for me personally, being able to be flexible with my work and making content on different operating systems and editing tools with the same quality I expect from myself is important to me. I am happy that I proved to myself that I can do it. Maybe soon I'll fix whatever problem Mint is having with DaVinci, or I'll distro hop over to Fedora, Nubaro, Bazite. As you hear, those distros are designed to meet DaVinci's requirements. And you know, that's the fun part of having Frankenstein around. I know I could go around and check out as many distros as I want. I could beat this thing up and still keep going. And hell, let me know if you want to see any more videos made on Frankenstein. Maybe I'll play all the Tux games that were made for Linux. That would be a lot of fun. I love getting excuses to fiddle around and experiment on this thrown together machine. Alright, experiment over. I had a lot of fun making this. Always wanted to do more stuff on Linux. I've had an interest in Linux since I was a kid. My dad used to dual boot his PC with Windows and Linux on it, so I grew up with both OSs. But mainly Windows. Linux at the time couldn't play Call of Duty 2003. Still kinda can't. Anyway, what do y'all think about this little passion project? Do you think the year of the Linux desktop is almost here, or do you think we're forever stuck in Microsoft and Apple's grips? Either way, I'd love to hear your opinion about it. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I wonder what else I can edit on. Oh fuck no, I'm not editing on that piece of shit.